Right, a little bit of backstory on the world we're building. I wrote. Ready? I am the queen when I play D&D. All right. Ruby was born in a storm. Lightning cracked across the Melbec skies. Her mother, Ilaria, said the thunder carried two cries that night, the cries of the newborn daughter and something ancient answering in the distance. From the moment she opened her eyes, she was marked by the unusual one green eye as spring, alive and curious, and one golden eye as molten sun, burning with light too old for a child. Her hair shimmered deep red like flames through copper, earning her the nickname Little Firefly. Among the villagers, as a toddler, Ruby made strange things happen. Flowers would bloom where she laughed. Animals would follow her through the fields. When she cried, mist gathered around the cottage, comforting, never cold. By age 10, Ruby wandered off to the lakes near her home. She would sit by the water and hum softly, and the fog would drift across the surface in spiraling shapes like it was listening. Once her father caught her talking to what looked like a shadow in the mist. When he asked, When he asked who she spoke to, she replied simply, "The old voice." He says the fog remembers me. The family dismissed it as imagination, but from then on, they noticed the fog always came when Ruby was sad or scared, wrapping their home like a living guardian. When she was 15, a child in the market was trampled by a frightened horse. Without thinking, Ruby ran forward, knelt beside him, and placed her hands on his chest. She started singing and crying. Lights, green and gold, burst from her palms. The boy's bones knitted. His breath returned. The crowd gasped. Whispers spread like wildfire. "The girl with two colored eyes healed the dead." The local priest declared her power unnatural. People feared her. And at that time, an old wanderer, the mage Sarah, had stepped forward and said only, "She bears the rhythm. I will teach her to listen." From then on, Ruby became Sarah's apprentice. Sarah was stern but kind, a master of natural magic, the art of feeling life instead of commanding it. Under her, Ruby learned to weave her emotions into her spell work. She learned that magic was not a tool, but a dialogue with the world. But Sarah warned her often, "The fog loves you, child, but it's not your friend. It remembers sorrow as much as love." Ruby didn't understand then. The fog was gentle, her oldest companion. One evening, a young man named Kimari arrived to deliver wood for Sarah's grove. Ruby met him under the twilight trees, her hands covered in dirt and petals. He bowed awkwardly, stammering that he'd never seen a garden glow before. She smiled, and that was the beginning. They met often after that, tending flowers, walking through the fog-laced woods, sharing stories. Kimari, curious and good-hearted, asked to learn from Sarah as well. Under her guidance, the two apprentices grew together in love and in magic. Years passed. Ruby's magic deepened. Her connection with the fog became undeniable. One night, she and Kimari watched a meteor shower from the hills. As the star fell, a massive shadow of wings crossed the moon. As the stars fell, a massive shadow of wings crossed the moon, though no dragon had been seen for centuries. Ruby trembled. "Did you see it?" Kimari nodded, eyes wide. It looked alive. A soft voice whispered inside Ruby's mind, "Our blood remembers." That night she dreamt of a dragon circling a glass city, shining in the sun. Rumors of her gift spread beyond the village. From a royal court came Vladimir, an advisor to Princess Mika, a man of impossible calm. His eyes gleamed dark ice. He spoke gentle, but it carried the weight of command. The princess dreams of dragons and fog, he said, and in her dreams she hears your name. Come to the capital and let us study your powers. It seemed kind of dicky, huh? All right, anyways. Come to the capital and let us study your powers for Melbec's sake. Do it for the country. Ruby refused, but Kimari, ever the protector, believed Vlad could help her understand her magic. He convinced her to go. Sarah warned them both. He serves knowledge, not life. Beware of a man who studies love like a disease. But they went anyways. In the capital, Ruby was treated as both miracle and danger. Vlad's scholars measured her pulse, the magic in her tears. They discovered her heartbeat resonated with lingering fog that once swept through Melbec. I don't understand that, and I wrote it. The fog said, "You have to belong to the dragons themselves." Vladimir smiled coldly. "With your gift, child, we could awaken the old guardians of Melbec. You could bring peace or power." Ruby only wanted peace. Kimari, terrified she might be used, to begin studying the forbidden text. Oh, wait. You could bring peace or power. Ruby only wanted peace. Kimari, terrified that she might be used, he began to study forbidden text to protect her. Good intentions. To find the court, Ruby and Kimari fled the capital. They returned to Sarah's Grove by the orchard. They returned to Sarah's Grove and married under the moonlight and built a quiet home base beside the lake. On their wedding night, the fog drifted over the water, soft, silver, alive. Sarah blessed them with a smile, and the world still sings for you. And for a time, they were happy, truly happy. When Ruby became pregnant, the fog grew restless. It gathered every evening, thick with color green and gold like her eyes. Sarah knew what it meant, that the child was something new, a bridge between magic and nature, life and memory. Ruby felt her child's heart echoing inside her, two rhythms perfectly in sync. Kimari promised he'd keep both of them safe, no matter what. The night came suddenly. Storms tore across the skies. Ruby screamed, clutching her belly, as waves of power rippled through her. Kimari held her, chanting his spells Vladimir had taught him. The words meant to soothe. The fog answered. It poured through the window, cool and tender at first, wrapping her pain in softness. But then the voice came. Yes, little flame, open the way. The fog returned to the silver color, crimson. The fog turned from the silver color to crimson, violet, gold, green, pulsing like a heartbeat. Ruby's eyes flashed with light. The air trembled, the ground cracked. Kimari, she screamed. It hurts. I can't. She begged the fog to stop it, but it doesn't listen. The fog remembers pain. So, that's my story. Ruby. Titles: Mother of Fog, Silent Queen, The Crystal Bride, and her symbol is a red blood tear encased in glass. Ruby was born on the countryside of Melbec. Her mother a healer and her father a glass worker. Though stories vary, some claim she was orphaned, found wrapped in crimson silk during a thunderstorm. As a child, Ruby was known for her unusual calm. When she wept, the rain stopped. When she laughed, the flowers bloomed faster. Many whispered she was touched by natural magic that once blessed the country. But without the training, she'll never learn to control it. Ruby met Kimari and their souls drawn together by quiet strength and curiosity. They married in an orchard. Their love was said to be pure, that trees flowered out of season. When Ruby became pregnant, the land around their home grew lush and bright, a rare gift in this fading land. As her pregnancy neared its end, Ruby's labor came suddenly, fierce, and unnatural. The contractions were too strong, too fast, as if some unseen force was pushing her body beyond its limits. Kimari tried everything he knew: healing spells, charms, prayers. Nothing eased her pain. Ruby's cries grew desperate. In her agony, she begged the air itself for mercy. Please, please help me, save my child. And the fog answered. It rolled from nowhere, thick, cool, glowing faintly silver, and it soothed her pain. The air filled with soft whispers, voices murmuring, lullabies that only she could hear. For a moment, it felt like a miracle. I lost my place. Then she heard a familiar voice echoing through the mist. Deep, commanding. The fog slowly shifted to iridescent colors, dancing like oil on water. It turned heavy and pressing in, suffocating. Ruby realized too late that it was not healing magic that was in control. Fighting against the crushing pressure, Ruby screamed, but not in fear, in defiance. That scream, raw, magical, ripped through the city like a storm. All who heard it froze in terror as the colored fog began to harden into crystal. Stone, wood, flesh, all turned into translucent glass, preserving the moment of their fear forever. The entire city became a monument of sorrow, and silence. And in the center of it all, Ruby, her unborn child, stood motionless, a mother frozen mid-cry. A faint heartbeat still pulses within her glass belly. So if you're going to make your own world, that is where I have the glass city in that spiral. You can change the names of the cities, do whichever you need to do. Those are some notes I have. So Sprites of the Waves is in Hesting, which is actually a draconic word. It means water. And then the college and the county prison, or the country prison, is in Supkis. The old prison is around 17, which is Spiral Hill, which is the Glass City. And then we have a Sky City, Heaven's Deep. All right, so little information on the world I'm building. It's called Melbec. I made it myself. I have NPCs and basic storylines because you don't want to go too much detail because, well, I don't know about you, but my players are bastards. They will destroy everything that I built. Okay? I spent so much time building this campaign one time, and it was in the mountain, or it was around the mountains, but they had to go into this big mountain, and there was like a volcano, and there was dragons and all these tunnels, and it was gonna be amazing. Okay? Freaking amazing. And then one of my players did something to manipulate something inside the mountain. And then somebody else did a transformation, turned it into fucking water or something. And then that went into the lava. And then the fucking, like, they were 20, 20, 20, 20. Like, God himself decided to destroy this world. Okay? They blew up the mountain. They never fucking set foot in the mountain. They destroyed it. They blew it up. And I was it. What? No, 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 no. Yes. And when everybody stopped laughing, I will never forget it. When this motherfucker looks at me and goes, "How much XP do we get?" Really, you munchkins? So no, I don't go into too many details. I have basic needs and things. And from there, they do what they want. Our last game, they had a quest to go find something, and they did everything but that. They had to go find the lost supplies. It would have been easy. You follow the trail. But instead, one of them found a tunnel in his hotel room, and they decided to go on an adventure. You can't control how they want to play, and you're just going to frustrate yourself if you do. So just do key points. And how they get to key point, that's up to you and that's up to them. But yeah, you got to keep your key points. You got to keep your fucking patience. I used to drink. I don't anymore. I've thought about it. Well, I needed to make this video at least 17 minutes long, so. I don't fucking know.